Okay, if this don't give you a wake-up call for those who are still doubting things, then I don't think anything ever will. Up to now, I've told you, I can't say that anybody got shot, anybody got hurt, and I can't say that nobody did get shot. I mean, I can't say somebody did, and I can't say somebody didn't, right? Or somebody died, or somebody didn't die. Could have been a real shooting, could have been an on-stage show. But with footage from a cell phone that was released, I'm going to leave everything on the wall for you so you can come to the story you're looking at, and you can go to this guy's channel, and you can check out the footage that he got when he was in Vegas that night yourself. What I've done is I've taken part of his footage, and I've zoomed in as close as I can get. And why did I zoom in as close as I can get to Hooters? Because I wanted to actually see if I could see people being loaded up, because this is first responders. That's right, this is first responders. So I want to see if I can actually see people being loaded into ambulances and taken away, to at least confirm whether people were shot or not. So, see, this two gentlemen was in a motel across the road from Hooters, just up the road from the shooting. And there's no way from Mandalay Bay anybody could have been shot at Hooters. No way, not possible, physically impossible. Meanwhile, they're filming all these ambulances, ambulance after ambulance after ambulance, pulling up to Hooters. Pulling up to Hooters. Now it appears Hooters has a parking garage. That Hooters is another casino, of course, right? So, it also appears, from what I can tell, any loading of anything happened out of camera view. Out of camera view. You will see this for yourself. You can watch what I zoomed in on, and you can click on the link in the more and go to the managed channel that's responsible for recording this, and tell him thank you, and subscribe to him. And you can watch the entire thing yourself, and if you got a better way of taking it and zooming in on it and changing the lighting so you can see better, then definitely do it. Do it, okay? I've done the best I can do with what I have, okay? But if I pay attention, which I've been doing, I've been watching this for a while now, okay? And I've been paying hard attention to everything I'm seeing. And then I zoomed in and paid hard attention and rewatched again and again and again. What I'm seeing is a stage show. What I'm seeing is what we already know, that this thing's a complete hoax, a stage show. And now I'm leaning more towards telling you that nobody got shot and nobody got hurt. Why do I say that? I've never ever said that yet, even once up to now, because I've never seen anything confirming that anybody did or anybody didn't until now. Yep, I'll say until now. From what I can observe with my own eyes, off of what was recorded by these guys, is that this is a complete stage show, as we all know. These ambulances were brought over here. Now they're saying, of course, these two guys that filmed this didn't know what the hell was going on. That is so obvious. The sad thing is they turned on the television set in the motel room and was listening to the TV set and believing in what the TV set was telling them. That's sad because you can clearly see the lying going on. And, well, even the TV set the night of the shooting said, there's two suspects. But we know, just like everything else, the official story, the official lie, is one suspect only. But right there at the night of the event, the night it was happening, they were reporting 2 suspects. How many times have we seen that happen already with false flags? Can't count them, can we? That's right. So anyhow, let's go on here. I'm going to skip down on this. You can read this story yourself. But this is the story of somebody who was working for Hooters and was a dealer at a table. A blackjack table, okay? Who was working the night and had 2 people at her table, according to her. According to her, right? When she could hear the gunshots. When she become confused and didn't know what to do, didn't know she'd lose her job, didn't know this, didn't know that, as you read the story. The part that caught my attention, let me get to it. Well, I started laughing because I realized this is a complete BS, okay? And it's down a little bit. Let me get to it, because I've read this thing a couple of times now. Yeah, you can hear the gunshots outside. So when you're going through this thing and you're at work, I mean, literally, you are in Vegas. So it's like, do I lose my job? Like, what do I do? Like, how much do they carry? Like, this is a 24-hour city. You know what I mean. There's no excuses for, okay, then right here, them to open the door. You get what I'm saying? So, while all of this is going on, I'm like, do I leave? Do I stay? But I'm seeing people coming in with bullet wounds in their bodies. There's people with busted knees. Okay? Now, I can believe there might be people with busted knees because in a panic of people running, we already know what happens. People are all about number one and they'll mow you over like a bunch of cattle. Because in real life, on a Black Friday, we know what happened at a Walmart when it opened the doors the one morning. All them people stampeded the guy that opened the door for them. They literally ran the guy over and the guy wound up dying. So, yeah, I could believe there'd be busted knees. Then she goes, everything. But you gotta remember, she said, I'm gonna start over just so you catch this, okay? This is going like blah, 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 let me see. So I'm seeing people coming in with bullet wounds in their bodies. There's people with busted knees, everything. And like it is horrible, there's blood everywhere. That's right, that's what she says. There's blood everywhere. You have people hiding under the tables of the casino, like literally in a pit. Normally, like, I don't know if you ever gambled before, but you know nobody can come in the middle of the pit. We had people everywhere. They were back near the cage with us, so the door that we were going to like count our money. We had them in there with us. They were back in the employee dining room. They were everywhere. They were in the hallways. They were everywhere. How many people do you think did you see? Okay, she answers, I saw at least 400 people. How many wounded people? It was at least 70 wounded people. I mean, I had Metro all of out in front. There were people, there were bodies in the front of the casino that they were just lying there. People that ran from the vents, they just died right there. Okay, now remember, this is Hooters, okay? And this is where the red flags go up. Because she had people everywhere. I mean, there was bodies, there was bullet wounds, there was blood everywhere, right? And people were just laying there and they were dying right there. Just laying there dying right there, okay? So, With that being said, I'm not going to read no more for you. You can come and read this entire thing yourself because I will leave it for you. Okay, with that being said, I want you to pay attention to the video real close. Go to their channel, watch the whole thing. It's just about an hour long. Listen in the background to, of course, the line television set. Pay attention to what you're seeing at Hooters. Don't worry about anything else. Focus in on Hooters. Why do I say that? Because this gal works for Hooters, right? This gal works at the blackjack table at Hooters. This gal's telling you what she saw with her own eyes at Hooters at work that night, okay? And she has clearly told you people were coming in, that everybody that was running from the concert and running from the shooting, people had been shot, people were wounded, people with their knees, you heard it right there, I read it to you, okay? So go read this yourself. With their knees shattered. I don't know how you run with your knees shattered. I really don't. I mean, if your knees are shattered and crushed, you're not running nowhere. You might be scooting or crawling. You wouldn't be crawling. You might be dragging yourself across the ground with your arms. But you sure ain't running. Okay? But just the same, I'm just telling you, I mean, read this yourself. You'll read what I read. Okay? Now, I want you to pay attention real close to Hooters. I want you to pay attention to the ambulances. Because these are first responders, people. Pay attention close to these ambulances. This is why I took some of the footage and I zoomed in. As close as I could get. Man, I'm telling you, it's hard to see. I'm with you on that. It is hard to see. You're going to have to use your eyes and you've got to really focus. So what I'm going to tell you is just focus hard on Hooters. Because that's what I've done. Why did I focus hard on Hooters? Why did I zoom in on Hooters? I zoomed in on their footage as close as I could get to Hooters without losing it, okay? So that I could watch just Hooters, just the ambulances. I observed what looks like a parking garage down the side of the building, okay, that I see cars coming out of. I see an ambulance come out of that parking garage and leave, okay? I see ambulances pull up. I see people walking back and forth like nobody's really in a panic. And as long as I watched this, even when you watch the whole thing, it don't match what she described. Because if people are really that wounded and that, they would stabilize the person, get them into an ambulance and out of there. They would stabilize the next, get them into an ambulance and out of there. Stabilize the next, get them in the ambulance and out of there. And as many ambulances as you have here, and she's got at least 70 people according to her, right? And even people laid right there and died, okay? Well, they would be the last ones moved, right? Because they're dead. But anybody that's not dead, that's really seriously hurt, they're going to stabilize them and get them to the hospital immediately. They're not going to be wasting time. Okay? They're not going to care about we got to load up from inside the parking garage where nobody can see us. That's right. They're not going to care about loading up in the parking garage where it can't be filmed or seen from outside. All these ambulances is in the front where the sign is. And if you watch these ambulances close and you just watch them close and watch them close and watch them close and watch them close, you don't really see anybody being loaded into the ambulances. The ambulances just continue to sit there. Continue to sit there. Continue to sit there. Oh yeah, there's some ambulances that leave. I'm looking for somebody being loaded. I'm looking for somebody being loaded. Because I understand if there's people hurt, you're going to stabilize them. You're going to get them in that ambulance into the hospital because you're trying to save lives. But that's not what I'm seeing. That is not what I am seeing, people. So I'm going to tell you to judge for yourself. Pay attention to Hooters real close. Because after all, this is a Hooters casino dealer, right? Describing the scene near the Las Vegas shooting. They're saying that the people that ran came into Hooters. She's telling you, she's literally telling you, that's why I've done this. This is why I'm doing this video, okay? We had people everywhere. They were back near the cage. They were blah, 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 and right here. So how many people? I saw at least 400 people. How many wounded people? It was like 70 wounded people. I mean, we had Metro all out in front. There were people, there were bodies in the front of the casino that was just laying there. People that ran from the venue, they just died right there. Okay. Now, see, she's saying you had bodies laying everywhere, okay? And we come up here a little bit more. Let me get to the part. Bing, bing, bing. Give me 1 second. Okay, right here. I'm seeing people coming with bullet wounds in their bodies. There were people with busted knees. Everything. So for one, you didn't walk through the door of this place with busted knees. Nope, nope, that's just not happening, okay? You're not walking through the door of this place with busted knees, okay? She's seeing people with bullet wounds in their bodies, with busted knees. Then she goes, everything. And like it was just horrible. There was blood everywhere. Blood everywhere, people, blood everywhere. Okay? And this is why I digress right here and say no more and let you read it for yourself. Because this is what I want you to do, is read this for yourself. Now I'm going to show you the part of the footage that I've kept, okay, that I actually zoomed in on. I didn't zoom in on the whole hour. I mean, I could have. But what was the need? I played enough. I mean, you can zoom in on it if you want. I'm going to give you a link to the entire thing. But what I observed in watching the entire thing, and then what I observed in watching after I zoomed in on Hooters, that I'm going to show you, what I observed was a stage show. That's right. Because if these are first responders, and this is what we have not seen yet, it's for first responders. Well, this is why we didn't see them over at the Miranda Bay. That's why nobody was seeing first responders at the Miranda Bay, because they were over at Hooters. And what I'm observing of all of these ambulances and your first responders is there's a lot of standing around. There's a lot of walking around. You don't see people pushing to get people loaded into ambulances and the ambulance gone on the next one and the ambulance gone on the next one. You do observe an ambulance come out of what appears to be the parking garage and leave. I do observe that. I do observe another ambulance leaving and another ambulance leaving, but I don't observe anybody being loaded. I don't see anybody being loaded into an ambulance. And the one in the parking garage, clearly, I mean, so what, you gotta hide the ambulance to load the victim? You know, if this was for real, all these ambulances sitting out front, there would be paramedics going with stretchers in, there would be paramedics coming out with a victim on a stretcher or gurney. They would be putting that in the ambulance and they would be leaving and you would be observing this. But that's not what you're going to observe. Open your eyes and pay attention. It's hard to see. Go to his channel and watch it. I don't see it. I'm sorry. I don't see it with my eyeballs. What I see is what we've been saying all along. A stage show. A complete, utter stage show. So I think this person here, this story is fiction. This is a fiction book story right here in front of your face on the dealer at Hooters. That's right. This is a fiction story. That's what I see. Okay, so I see a fiction story of the shooting. I see lies because if you have people with busted knees, they're not walking through your door of your casino. Come on, people. If your knees are all busted up, I want to see you walk through the door with busted knees. Go ahead, do it. Do it. Come on. Okay? I mean, and since they're first responders and she's saying she's seeing people with bullet wounds and busted knees and there's blood everywhere. I mean, there's just blood everywhere. Okay, so dramatic, isn't it? Yeah. So what I see is a fiction story. What I'm seeing now is for the first time with my own eyes, I'm witnessing first responders. And the first responders, I think they're having coffee and donuts. They're having good old conversations and laughing and cracking it up with each other, most likely. Having coffee and donuts. Enjoying the scene. Enjoying the show. So, guess I'm done saying what I gotta say, but that's what you're seeing here. And that's why I zoomed in on Hooters. Because I wanted to focus in on Hooters, where all the ambulances was, the first responders. So I could see them working. Because if they're working and there's really something going on and people are really hurt, as they're telling you, as all the hospitals are telling you, then I should see something that matches that. I see nothing that matches that. What I see is a stage show. That's what I see, people. A stage show. So, with that being said, go ahead and check it out. Go over to the man's channel that caught this footage. Tell them thank you for sharing this with us. And here you go. This, to me, just confirms that there was actually nobody shot. I wasn't willing to say before this that if anybody was shot or nobody was shot because I couldn't confirm one way or the other. But now after seeing this, I can honestly say myself, from what I see with my eyes, I don't think anybody got shot that day. I don't think anybody got hurt whatsoever. Okay, that's all I'm going to tell you. My opinion now is nobody got hurt, nobody got shot, just based on watching your first responders. So with that being said, thank you guys that filmed this for putting this out for us to see. And what can I say? Until the next one, you have a good one.
More gunshots. Didn't hear any to begin with, so that's good. They're just pulling so many bodies out of that Hooters. I don't know if people are dead. I don't know if they're just injured. They just keep on pulling them out, though.
Here comes another ambulance.
There's already been at least 6 ambulances that have left this Hooters.
There goes one. Here comes another one.
They got police all up and down the Vegas Strip. It looks like they got the Vegas Strip blocked off.
I'd say maybe a good 2-mile perimeter. Right into a big square. So many places to hide.
They got a big pack of them over there too. So I don't know if they're just blocking that off or... But something definitely happened at Hooters, dude. No doubt. See if we can find something on the news.
Go local. Here comes another ambulance. 2, dude. Look at this, Ben. 3.
Oh my god, dude.
Dude, he probably ran into the Hooters and started shooting people. That's what I'm thinking. Well, no, that doesn't make sense because these cops would be coming fucking rushing over here. What the fuck?
Something definitely happened to Hooters, though.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
If this ain't on the news yet,
Look, another one.
there's
10.
There's some shitty news reporters out there.
Oh my god, dude. Look at this, Ben. 3 more. Just pulled up.
No way. Yeah, it must have happened at Hooters, dude. Because they're all showing up there.
Yep, look at them. Bringing the stretcher out right away. All of them. Every single one.
Oh my god. What the fucking chills the news on?
Oh my god, here comes another one. I don't know, I think he's
going somewhere up. He must already have one in there. It must have been 2 different areas or something. But it looks like most of them are at Hooters.
There goes another ambulance up there. There's one right there. Here comes another one.
Man.
Here comes another one. 3 more. Ben, dude, look at this. Look at this.
There's got to be something online.
3 more just pulled up. Here comes another one.
It's probably a good thing we went to Circus.
It's a good thing we didn't save Tropicana for last.
Of course, there's no news channels. Whatever happened to that guy? Where's the guy at?
In the tray on the bed. Pretty sure. Here comes another one. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 ambulances. There goes one. There goes another. Oh no, they're just pulling into the sideline. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, let's see. TV gun. You think they'd start broadcasting it on their network? They got a network. There it is.
See, a lot of that area now is on lockdown. We know that many of the properties are on lockdown.
No signal. Come on.
Out in the property, they have been clearing the floors and clearing
Mandolin
the
Bay.
hotel, and in fact, many of the guests have.
Come on, fix your shit.
Being evacuated and kind of leaving that area. Nathan, bring us up to speed.
Yeah, Jordan, again, we are.
Fucking goddamn it.
Don't stream it if you can't stream it. What the fuck?
This area off. We've seen some of Metro's units come through here, and they have an entire kind of tactical perimeter as well. And all of the first responders, all of those firefighters, ambulances, all getting in here trying to spoke to one witness who told me that that's exactly what he saw. He saw someone that was several floors high and was shooting into the crowd of people. He said, how many people might have been injured in this, but as you can, kind of what has happened here on this.
Man, I wish I could hear what's actually going on. Apparently it was in Mandalay Bay.
They said a guy was several floors up, firing into the crowd.
Thousands of people walk down here, and you can see just kind of how many people, the scope of it, that have been affected by this. And by the way, this road, Las Vegas Boulevard, completely and effectively shut down at this point. A lot of people on their phones, you can see, trying to get in contact with family, presumably.
I don't want to be out there. All these people are stuck out there.
Trying to figure out exactly what is going on. But again, Gerard, this is a very fluid situation. We're trying to figure out exactly what's going on here. But the main priority that police have...
So they don't even know what's going on.
Here, you can see some of the police officers telling people that are getting into the road to get out of the road. Safety here is priority. And you can see some more folks over here kind of coming into the cordoned off kind of safe area, the area that police are telling everybody to go to. But there was a lot of folks here in the direct aftermath. They said within 5-10 minutes, I caught up with them and they were asking, where do I go? I don't know where to go. How can I get a cab out of here? And everything kind of just enclosed in on them and was trapped. And if you take a look on this side, on the west side of the strip here, you can see it's all lined up with police cars, all the units out here from different agencies here to try to help out. And we also have air units that are kind of patrolling and getting a look at from the sky here as well. But again, we are actively trying to work and try to figure out exactly what's going on here. We're going to talk to some more folks, see what they have to say, what this experience has been like for them. But for now, let's send it back to you, Gerard.
Right, Nathan, thank you once again for the update there just outside Mandalay Bay. Want to bring people up to speed. There has been a shooting with multiple victims just outside Mandalay Bay. There was
turn this off. You can hear people screaming and yelling outside.
Harvest Festival, and I've just learned from a police source that the shooting.
This fucking air vent thing's cool.
The finale, when Jason Aldean was performing, he's a country performer. He was performing his finale.
Was it open?
Yeah.
So multiple victims.
You hear that?
Was it a gunshot?
No, somebody said get back.
What was that?
Somebody's yelling a name. I wish I had binoculars right now.
We're probably fucking idiots for sitting here. But Mandalay Bay's right over there. But if they were shooting at Mandalay Bay, why is there so many people coming out of Hooters?
Right.
So I don't think they know the whole story.
We've kind of moved our way down because obviously that scene up there, we're still not sure if there have been any arrests made or if there is still an active shooter out here. But I have Gail here beside me, who I've been talking to a little bit. I've been talking to many people who are just slowly but steadily trying to move south on Las Vegas Boulevard. And what did you hear?
We were just coming back. We're actually staying at the Mandalay Bay, and we were coming back to go down and maybe even go see the concert that we knew that was across the street. And then when we were coming out, we just heard it sounded like firecrackers at first. Maybe there was a firecracker show, I don't know, fireworks show. But it didn't sound normal. It sounded like machine guns, and it was like several rounds, like hundreds of rounds. And then it stopped, and it sounded like different gun shooting. And then it stopped a minute, and then it started again. It's hard to explain. And then
semi-automatic.
We moved behind a building here because it just didn't sound right. And then we hid behind a building and we could just hear hundreds of rounds going off. And then about 10 minutes later, the police came and then blocked off all the streets, and just very overwhelming and very scary. Yeah.
So as you moved down this way, how far up were they? How close were you to the Route 91 festival?
Oh, we're only about not even a block from it. Maybe no more than 2 blocks.
And you could hear it from that far away?
Absolutely, because what was weird is that,
Yeah, but if it was only at that place, why are they at Hooters, dude? There had to have been 2.
But it was like,
Is that
like it was shooting toward
concert
going
down there
across that's what it sounded
across
like
from
to me.
Mandalay Bay?
But now, hearing from what some people were saying, and they were shooting into the crowd which is across the street, makes a little more sense. I mean, it's just so surreal.
I mean, were you at all concerned about your safety? Because obviously we were moving that direction.
Absolutely, because it just sounded like open shooting for a few minutes, and that's why we hid behind a building. And then we saw people coming out of Mandalay Bay, and then we saw police officers running across the street into Mandalay Bay. And we just hid behind.
Hopefully,
a building
whoever did
and
it, they
kept
fucking
kicking
killed
out
the son
every
of a
now and then,
bitch.
and we were trying to watch.
So that fucker was pent up in Mandalay Bay.
Behind the building here.
And you can see too, the Metro helicopter.
He was shooting from Mandalay Bay into the crowd at the concert.
So they say. Well, what about Hooters?
I would say 10, 15 minutes, and now that helicopter
Can't shoot Hooters from Mandalay Bay.
out here, going around this block, the larger
And something definitely
block,
happened in there.
And police
They got
just
people
keep
sitting
moving
there.
people
I'm guessing they're
down here.
giving
We're trying
statements
to
or
figure out
something.
still what is going on, and many people are actually not moved very far from Mandalay Bay at this point. There are some people standing outside here, waiting to see what
Or
exactly
ambulances.
is happening out here. We'll keep talking to people and see what else
3 of them.
we can uncover as we're out here. Reporting live, Christy Wilcox.
What do they got on the ground there? What are they doing?
Thank you once again for the update. Stay safe.
Where?
They put like mats out.
I want to let people know that whenever there is a situation like this, a mass potential casualty situation, and we essentially have the majority of our police force involved in this, it's very difficult.
Is
to
that
get,
hazmat?
information, because the information is very fluid.
Is that a hazmat truck?
We are getting many phone calls to our newsroom right now. I mean, my personal phone is just going crazy. People are asking for information.
It says a music festival, but they're doing something at this Hooters. They pulled plenty of people out of Hooters, and that's like 2 blocks away from the festival.
Now,
So
my police sources are telling me that essentially what has happened is there has
maybe
been
there's 2.
a mass
Had to have been
shooting.
2.
2 suspects confirmed,
Yep.
many victims, and my police source tells me, in fact, that there are several fatalities, confirmed deaths near the main stage. The main stage being the stage where the Route 91 Harvest Festival concert was taking place, directly across the street, across the boulevard there from Mandalay Bay. Multiple gunshot victims. There was immediate panic, as you might imagine. People were running in all directions, including out onto the tarmac, which the airport is right there. You know, they have those private jet hangars, and now those crowds are now being ushered into a specific area away from the Mandalay Bay Hotel. That is where the shooters are believed to be staged. The 2 suspects,
Mandalay Bay.
possibly more. And Metro is on the scene.
If there's 2 in Mandalay Bay, then there's 3 because
in the process of clearing the floors,
someone was at Hooters
clearing
doing
the
something.
area. That entire section of the strip is now blocked.
There goes our gun
traffic.
rights.
People have been evacuated from there. Several properties, strip properties, are on lockdown, and parts of the roads are blocked as well. We're showing you live pictures here. You can see Metro officers.
These fucking idiots were letting anybody in. I'd have been like, room key?
Yeah.
Of officers headed. We believe
I don't give a shit if you're panicked. Room key?
But they have been deployed in massive.
I'm just glad we
numbers
got here, dude. I did not want to be out there. That's for damn sure.
Casualties as a result
You're right.
of this shooting incident.
They had a runner.
Nathan O'Neill is standing there. Nathan,
Was
you've
it?
been talking with
They said that somebody's running.
who have been evacuated.
Oh, yeah,
from
I
the
thought
scene
it was a
there.
police
What can
chase.
you tell us?
Thought they were chasing after somebody.
Well, I can tell you it's been a very terrifying situation for a lot of people out here, and for us as we got all
They're dispersing all those people. They had them all together, but now they're all walking around.
We're moving, and we just saw that team that was moving, that tactical team that kind of moved in.
Look,
very serious situation.
tactical team just moved in.
Standing here, he's visiting from Australia.
You know how long it's going to take to clear every room?
Running into the lift bay at 31 lift bay, they were going up, they were coming down, they were going this way, that way.
Mandalay Bay is right there. It's a big yellow building. They said it's where the shootings happened, but there's... Look at all those fucking ambulances over at the Hooters.
Yeah, a lot of people had gunshots. But the initial gunshots apparently like a machine gun fire.
So it was like a rapid fire.
They got a helicopter flying around the Mandalay Bay.
What was your reaction when you heard all that?
We knew it was chaos and mayhem. These people running out of everywhere, and they were really, the police were really unaware of where the ground person was. They were going this way, that way. There's SWAT everywhere. We were tucked away, about 12 of us, in a little like a car park thing, and then it's like the SWAT came and said, hands up, this way we're unarmed, we ushered out this way.
You said that you described to me that you were running from Mandalay Bay for like the last hour. Why do you feel like you were running? I mean, where do you...
No, we're shooteries, the police were wanting to tell us to go in, they were telling us to go that way, so we knew they were confused like we were, and we just wanted to stay close to then this one SWAT car, they ushered us out, and they said go that way, and we come this way. We feel like I said, there's a lot of police in.
And then we started running.
Like full on sprinting
or running. And carrying bags and helping people. And we stuck, there was about, 12, 14 of us that we all stuck together. A couple of big boys, bigger than, like big boys, and we thought, well, we'd have to show you so we stick together.
What went through your head, when you heard shooter?
I'm from Australia, we don't cop this sort of stuff in Australia that much, but you just try and keep as many people safe, I suppose, if you run and let people tell you.
So are you guys staying at the Mandalay Bay?
Yeah. We had conferences there tomorrow, today, and the next day.
Did you see anybody that was injured or hurt?
No, apparently all the Twitter reports is that the shooters were shooting at the concert across the hall.
Well, thankfully you guys are okay. Hopefully everybody can keep safe out here. Okay, it looks like we have some movement here. They're kind of expanding the perimeter here. Police are telling everybody to move further south, so we're going to do that as well. And if you can turn the camera here, you can see it looks like teams are getting ready to move in. So this is...
I told you.